Court, let's talk today about Valve. Let's talk about Fallout New Vegas. Let's talk about Twitch on Xbox, shall we?
Sure.
All right. Let's get into it. Today, let's talk about Valve. Tom Warren has an article talking about Valve more than happy to help Microsoft bring PC Game Pass to Steam. You kind of both agree that that's...
I think it would be amazing. Like, caveat here, love my Xbox, but the PC app for Game Pass,
No bueno.
it sucks. It doesn't work very well. It's very convoluted. It's just like the UI on an Xbox. I was playing my PS5 over the weekend, and I was just like, oh, can we please just have this UI for the PS5 on my Xbox?
It's nice and clean though. I was doing the same thing as playing Uncharted, and oh man, it's nice and clean. I miss going back there sometimes. I don't think Tom Warren says the following quote: "I don't think it's something that we need to do ourselves. Building a subscription service at this time," Newell said in the article regarding Game Pass coming to Steam. "But for their customers, it's clearly a popular option, and we'd be more than happy to work with them to get it on Steam." Microsoft and Valve had held discussions about bringing PC Game Pass to Steam, but it's clearly early days and may never happen. Quote, we've talked to people there quite a bit about that topic, says Newell. "If your customers want it, then you should figure out how to make it happen. That's where we're at."
I 100% agree, and especially with the extremely positive reviews of the Steam Deck that have come out.
Yeah. It's still early, but people are like, you know what? It's a little bit clunky, and I'm like, yeah, it's first gen, but it's gonna get there.
It's big. It's a monster, but it is what it is. Like I remember when I first had my Switch, and I even felt like I could break it. I was so scared to break the thing, and that people are saying the one thing about the Steam Deck is it's larger, but they're all screaming from the rooftops on how they can play Xbox games on it. Like it's already working. Like the people have already figured out, the reviewers have already figured out bypasses to put it to work. So they could learn a lot from each other. Like my brother who's on Steam, he says that his Game Pass games, they show up there, vice versa. Like he can pull them up if he's already got them, if he's already paid for them or
right.
Yes, that's it. If they could just integrate and they could be that extra thing, just like Ubisoft Connect is coming to Xbox, and everybody assumed it would be part of Game Pass. It isn't. It'll be two separate things, but it's still there. The same thing with the Steam people. They can have their library imported, and it can just be this thing that's there. Like these companies can learn a lot. Gabe Newell, I remember when the Xbox Series X was first announced in the PlayStation 5, and then he had both of them and he played them. He said the Xbox Series X was the better console. That was his opinion. But it's obvious he has a kinship towards that because Microsoft leans in that PC market. Right. This just makes sense to me. Like, it just makes sense. And obviously it could be farther down the road, but it might not be. It's obvious that they're having talks.
And it's just another feather in Xbox's cap, right? To just say, yeah, sure. You want to, like, Newell sounds like in this article anyways, that it's like, figure it out. Let us know. We are more than happy to put our app and access on a PC handheld.
Or even on our Steam Deck. You can put your app on our Steam Deck.
Yeah, exactly. Like whatever it is, it's like, yeah, it probably does work already. It's just a matter of getting the stability in there and getting it all kind of to work cohesively. But yeah, they're like, what does Xbox care? Microsoft has proven this generation, they're like, we just put it in everything. If you don't want to do that, then fine. We've got 30 million subscribers to enjoy. So it's but it is another market. And if you are Microsoft, you're Phil Spencer, you should be pushing that for a little bit because it is very popular, like you're saying, the Steam Deck. It's doing well.
Oh, speaking of popular, they're integrating Twitch finally again into the Xbox, because as someone that this generation moved over to Xbox again, I was 360, I moved to PS4, and then I went PlayStation 5 because it was better for me. We have an article here from Brenda Duffert on Xbox Wire. With everything going on in the world, it's more important than ever that we stay connected with our friends, families, and communities. We've heard your feedback and are excited to bring back this fan favorite feature, re-engineered and better than ever. Starting today, your Xbox and Twitch are teaming up to make live streaming from your Xbox easier than ever. You can now access Twitch directly from the Xbox Guide and manage your setup in a few simple steps. We'll have a link to the article. You can do the capture and share. There's a screenshot here that shows you. In the past, you had to go into the app. And I remember when I first started with the Xbox Series X, and I was like, wow, this is terrible. Like, I had to go into the app, and then it gets very convoluted. This will, once again, it'll be like what you have on your PlayStation currently. You just press the Go Live button, and it just starts streaming to Twitch. Like it's just plug and play. Like, and here, manage your live stream audio. Next, plug in your headset with your webcam. You can start your stream title from your options panel. We've included the ability to manage the game, mic audio levels, include party chat, and evenly manually set your resolution and bitrate. Then all you need to do is click go live now. This helps people that don't possibly have a PC and want to be able to start their own streaming channel, or someone like yourself where you're like, hey, I wanted to just stream my gameplay of WWE 2K22, and you're just gonna be able to click go live. Everything's gonna be there. It's very user friendly.
I do like that a lot. Because if you're sitting there with a monitor and a Series S, whatever the case is, I think that this is another great option. And it's kind of funny that it's taken this long for them to get this to work. I swear, and I'm probably wrong, but I swear on like the Xbox One, the Twitch integration was better.
No. So it was there, and then Mixer came along.
Oh yeah,
and they moved everything
so
to
now
Mixer,
they had to
and
redo it all.
And Mixer failed, so then they had to fix it. And I'll give Xbox a bit of credit of not bringing it out broken. They were like, hey, we don't want to bring it back until we can do it properly. Which is great, and it's great for creators that want to share their content to other people when they're playing. So you could use this also as your game capture footage. With your Xbox, you can only get 25 seconds sometimes when you're capturing footage. Well, you could just go live to Twitch and then go onto your Twitch and get your game capture footage.
That's a very good point, because you may want to do things like game capture games like Fallout. Segue, Court. Fallout New Vegas reportedly in early talks at Microsoft. This is coming over from Windows Central. And sources from Bethesda Softworks. Who wrote this article actually, Court? I have Big Iron right here as it, but they don't have anything else cited. If you find
it was Jeffy Grubb that Jeffy Grubb mentioned it on a podcast.
Well, here's what we need to know. Fallout New Vegas 2 is reportedly in early talks across
Samuel
Microsoft.
Talbert wrote the article.
Thank you. Microsoft Fallout New Vegas launched in 2010, and unlike Fallout 3, 4, and 76, all which were developed by Bethesda's game studios, Fallout New Vegas was developed by Obsidian. As stated by GamesBeat journalist Jeff Grubb on the Page Show, Grubb Snacks, and as transcribed by VGC, early conversations are taking place around the possibility of Obsidian Entertainment developing a sequel to the 2010 game. Quote, this is very early, but people have begun to have talks and say these words and sentences, and these words are Obsidian and New Vegas 2, Grubb said. And adding that, we're talking years and years away. There's at least an interest and conversation happening about making something like that actually a reality. What do you think about Fallout New Vegas? Obsidian.
I love the very first one. I think it's an easy yes, but like the Jeff Grubb said, this is just rumors. It's just speculation. Yeah. Would I want one? Sure. When Obsidian made the very first one, and then they didn't have the Fallout franchise anymore because all those little rigmaroles. But now that they're all one family again, why not? It could even be they could do whatever they want. They could make a full-fledged game. They could make a experience where you could go in and go back and see what it looks like, or they could just take the original and just make it look good.
Why don't they do?
People will get mad about remasters and so on and so forth, but if you're taking the game from the ground up, why not?
Just rebuild. Yeah, just rebuild it. Give it a fresh coat of paint. Modernize it. If it's 2010 when we saw it last, you're getting 12, and then if Grubb's like, this is years away, if it's 2025, 26, you're talking like way over a decade of just having this game sitting there. Just fresh coat of paint it, 120 frames per second, PC, Xbox.
Well, I'd want it from the ground up. I'd want I want a brand new game here. But that's just my opinion, and different engine, because that's my hope. If we get another Fallout game, which we will eventually, I just want a new engine so the game isn't janky, and I don't know. I don't know what it is. There's certain developers that can put out games and get like 9s and 10s on reviews,
even
and
though
the engine is still and the game is crashing, and I just don't get it. Why we hold a certain standard to some and not the other? And yes, like with Fallout games, I know when I'm about to play it, okay, this game is not going to work. Mm-hmm. There's going to be parts where it's going to eat my save or it's going to do this, but it's like, I love my Fallout, and I do. I love being in the world. So if I'm getting more Fallout, why not? That's just like, I want more BioShock. I want more a lot of games that I grew up with. And you know what? There's gamers now. You just brought up a great point. It's 2010. There's gamers now that don't even know what Fallout New Vegas is.
Yeah, for sure. Well, let us know in the comments below. What do you guys think about Fallout? Twitch integration, is that something you need? And Valve, Steam Deck, all of that. Bing, bang, bong, Court. Let us know. Subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, all that good stuff. We'll see you on the next episode.